Welcome to Master Your Money, Budgeting, Saving, and Debt-Free Living. I'm your host, Nate Tanner. On this show, we use the Triggator Triangle, budget, save, and pay off debt to help you build a spending plan that fits your life, grow your savings with purpose, and knock out debt with confidence. Today, we're kicking off a multi-part deep dive into the Triggator Triangle, starting with the budget side. If you've ever felt like your money is running the show instead of you, this episode is your invitation to grab the reins and show your dollars who's boss. Let's be real. Most people think of budgeting as a restrictive, guilt-inducing chore. But at Triggator, we flip the script. Budgeting is an action, a way to direct your money with intention, clarity, and confidence. It's not about perfection or deprivation. It's about building a plan that supports your real life and long-term goals. Think of your spending plan as your financial GPS. You wouldn't set out on a cross-country road trip without a map, right? The same goes for your money. As the old tech joke goes, picnic air, problem in chair, not in computer. Money does exactly what you tell it to do. If you don't give it instructions, it has a habit of disappearing. According to the Department of Labor, about 70% of U.S. employees are paid weekly or biweekly, and nearly everyone falls into one of four major pay frequencies. Yet most budgeting advice still revolves around monthly plans that don't match how your money actually arrives. That's why today we're teaching you how to build a paycheck-based spending plan that works with your real life, not against it. We'll break down how to build a paycheck-based spending plan that actually works, how to align your spending plan with your values and priorities, and how the budget side creates financial stability and peace of mind. And yes, we'll sprinkle in some pop culture wisdom, because who doesn't want their financial journey to feel a little more like a hero's quest? So whether you're paid every Friday, twice a month, or once a month, grab your notes or your favorite planning app and let's build a foundation for financial freedom, one paycheck at a time. Let's get into it. How to build a paycheck-based spending plan that actually works. Let's get practical and dig into the nuts and bolts of building a paycheck-based spending plan, the Triggator way. Forget the old school monthly budget that never quite matches your real life. Instead, we're going to build a plan that runs with your paycheck schedule, giving you control, clarity, and confidence. Why paycheck-based planning beats monthly budgets? Here's the truth. Most people are paid weekly, bi-weekly, semi-monthly, or monthly. Yet most budgeting advice still revolves around monthly plans that don't match how your money actually arrives. That mismatch is why so many quote-unquote budgets fail before they even get started. At Triggator, we believe your plan should fit your life, not the other way around. So we start with your pay schedule, whether you're paid every Friday, twice a month, or once a month. Your spending plan, it should be built around when your money actually lands. The four major pay frequencies. There's weekly. You're paid every Friday or Wednesday or so on. Bi-weekly. You're paid every 14 days, something like every other Friday, for example. Semi-monthly. You're paid on two specific days each month, like the 5th and the 20th. Or monthly, paid once a month, like the 1st or the 16th. Of these paid frequencies, monthly only accounts for about 10% of U.S. paid employees. So all others fall outside of the monthly budget philosophies. Now, if you are an edge case, like a gig worker or irregular pay, you need to define your own consistent schedule. For example, when I was serving tables, I'd get paid out in cash tips nightly. I set my own quote-unquote payday every Friday, stashing cash in an envelope and starting my plan for the week. The key is consistency and repeatability. Mapping out your paycheck plan. Let's pause and make this crystal clear. We're not doing a monthly budget. Instead, we're planning each paycheck around a monthly time frame, but with a twist. Your plan is built on the actual pay schedule, not the calendar's 1st to the 30th. Why? Because months and money rarely lined up perfectly. If you've ever tried to fit your bills, paychecks, and expenses into a rigid monthly box, you know the frustration. Some months have 5 Fridays, some have surprise expenses, and your money always seems to arrive on its own schedule. A traditional monthly budget assumes that you get paid on the first and spend until the last day. But real life doesn't work that way. With a paycheck-based plan, you assign every dollar with intention, starting from the day your money lands. Each pay period gets its own plan, so you're never left guessing if you have enough to cover bills or scrambling to make ends meet before your next paycheck. This approach puts you in control. You're not reacting to the calendar. You're proactively directing your money where it needs to go, paycheck by paycheck. It's like switching from a one-size-fits-all map to a custom GPS that updates every time you get paid. You'll know exactly what's coming in, what's going out, and what's left for your goals. No more "where did it all go" moments. Let's walk through a bi-weekly example, since according to statistics, that is how most people are paid. Suppose today is October 8th, and your next paycheck is on October 10th. Your first plan runs from today through October 9th, because we always at Triggator start planning today. Then October 10th through the 23rd, that's our next plan. Next, October 24th through November 6th. Each pay period gets its own plan. No more guessing or scrambling. The core parts of your spending plan. Every paycheck, you'll assign your dollars to these categories: income, any money in, paychecks, bonuses, tax returns, side hustle cash, even selling that vintage couch on eBay. Paycheck expenses. Expenses that happen every paycheck. Think groceries, gas, personal care, and charitable giving. Monthly expenses. These are expenses with a due date, paid once a month. Things like rent, mortgage, utilities, cell phone, or swim club fees. Debts. These are payments to lenders, credit cards, student loans, retail debt. These have due dates and they have an elimination plan. Peace of mind savings. Every paycheck, save for your emergency fund, alligator fund, fund, and retirement fund. We're going to dive deeper into these on the save side of the triangle. These all repeat like clockwork, paycheck after paycheck. As the CFO of You Incorporated, your job is to put numbers behind these parts and give them clear categories. Forensic investigation. Discover your real spending. Here's where the magic happens. You're going to pull at least 1 year of transactions from your bank and credit cards. Now, we're not going to do any judgment, no shame. We are in discovery mode. You can't get to your destination unless you know where you're starting. So download those transactions into a spreadsheet. Sort by description, meaning who you paid or who paid you. Then create 2 new columns. One to define the part. We're looking at monthly expenses, paycheck expenses, income. And then your other column is for a category. You're going to assign it like groceries, the electric bill, internet, and so on. Now, some of these expenses, they're not going to fit neatly into this monthly idea or a paycheck idea. Things like annual subscriptions or quarterly oil changes. These things, at this point, you are going to mark as an alligator expense. We're going to talk more about these in the Save episode. Building your first plan. Now, take your historical spending and place it into your first plan, meaning October 8th to the 9th. List out your income, peace of mind fund savings, which you're going to leave blank for now, and all your paycheck, monthly, and debt categories. You're going to set a plan amount for these based on your past spending. For example, if you're spending $1,000 a month on groceries, That's $500 as a paycheck expense. You want to repeat this for each of your spending plans based on your pay periods. The goal is to be proactive, not reactive. You're showing your money where to go before it wanders off, and you're using your past spending as the baseline to set your future plan. Does this plan work? Move from history to priorities. Once you've mapped out your plan based on history, it's time to test it. Does your plan fit real life? Are your priorities and values reflected? We're going to tackle more into that in the next section. But first, let's take a quick pop culture break. Remember The Office when Michael Scott tries to declare bankruptcy by simply shouting, "I declare bankruptcy," in the middle of the office? If only all this were that easy. But real financial control comes from knowing your numbers, assigning every dollar a job, and building a plan that fits your life, not just yelling at your money. A quick study spotlight. A 2024 Bankrate study found that people who use paycheck-based spending plans are 2 times more likely to stick to their plan and reach their financial goals than those who use traditional monthly budgets. Building a paycheck-based plan is the foundation for financial freedom. It's not about restriction. It's about clarity, confidence, and control. When you know where your money is going, you can direct it towards your goals and values, one paycheck at a time. Aligning your spending plan with your values and priorities. As promised, let's shift gears from the mechanics of building your plan to the heart of why it matters, aligning your spending with your values and your priorities. Because a spending plan that doesn't reflect what's truly important to you is just another list of numbers. It won't stick, and it won't bring you peace of mind. Needs versus wants, the foundation of your plan. Every financial journey starts with understanding the difference between needs and wants. Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs is a classic framework for this. At the base are your physiological essentials: food, shelter, utilities, anything that you need to survive. These are non-negotiable. But just because you need food doesn't mean you need to eat at a Gordon Ramsay restaurant every night. Shelter, it is essential, but it must fit within your means. Your situation may also include other true needs, like insulin for a diabetic or other specific medications. Take a moment to flag these in your history-based spending plan. Needs always come first, always. A quick personal note. While it's not a physiological need, I believe giving, service, and helping others are essential to a fulfilling life. That's why before I do any other planning, I include a tithe and a charitable donation, always first. I found that doing so makes me a better steward of the rest and helps me truly align with my values. I encourage you to consider this as you create your plan. As the saying goes, prove now herewith and pour out a blessing that there shall not be room enough to receive it. Wants, joy, values, and roadblocks. Everything not flagged as a need becomes a want. And there's nothing wrong with wants. Wants can bring joy, comfort, and motivation. The key is making sure your wants don't crowd out your needs or derail your goals. Just a quick little example. I love the first 17 seasons of The Simpsons. Even though I've seen some episodes countless times, they still put a smile on my face. So when Disney Plus launched with The Simpsons, I signed up. That's a want, but it brings me joy. And at least until they raise their prices next year, it doesn't interfere with my needs or financial goals. But if life happens and the subscription starts to take away from my needs, or the joy is gone because they pulled The Simpsons, in the words of Apollo Creed, I'm going to drop him like a bad habit. When you review your plan, ask yourself, does this want make it difficult to meet my needs? Does it align with my values and bring me joy? Does it create roadblocks in my financial journey? If any answer is yes, it's time to trim or eliminate. Remember in Parks and Recreation, Tom and Donna's Treat Yourself Day is legendary, but even they set boundaries. Treating yourself is great as long as it doesn't sabotage your bigger goals. Your spending plan should let you enjoy life, but not at the expense of your future. Evaluating your plan. History meets intention. Look at your past spending without guilt or shame. This is discovery mode. If you spent $1,000 on dining out last month and it makes your stomach sink, trim it down. If you see a subscription or an expense that doesn't align with your values, drop it. The goal is to build a plan that supports your needs, reflects your values, and allows for wants that bring genuine joy. A 2024 University of Michigan study found that people who intentionally align their spending with their values are 2 times more likely to report higher financial satisfaction and lower stress. Your spending plan is more than a financial tool. It's a reflection of what matters most to you. When you prioritize needs, align your spending with your values, and make room for wants that bring joy without creating roadblocks, you build a plan that is sustainable, motivating, and uniquely yours. Using the budget side to create financial stability and peace of mind. Your spending plan isn't just a list of numbers. It's your roadmap to financial stability and peace of mind. When you direct your money with intention, you're not just tracking dollars. You're building a foundation for your future, one paycheck at a time. Every dollar needs a job. Here is the golden rule. Every dollar in your spending plan needs an assignment. Even if that assignment is buffer for when life happens. Your money should never be left wandering. Unassigned dollars have a way of disappearing into the "what did I even buy" territory. Once you've mapped out your plan, it's time to track your actual spending. This is your feedback loop, the way that you fine-tune your plan to make sure that it works for you. After each pay period, review your actual spending versus your plan and apply the Goldilocks test. Too hot. Did your actual spending go over your plan? If so, it's time to reassess your plan or give some attention to your spending habits. Too cold. Did you spend less than planned? Was your plan amount too high? Or did you underfund a true need? For example, I knew someone who kept their heat below 60 degrees so that they could meet their plan for fuel. That's literally too cold. The solution? Bump the want, like weekly manicures, and move the money to heat. Just right. Your plan and actual spending align, working in harmony with your needs and your values. Peace of mind comes through progress. Peace of mind isn't about having the perfect plan. It's about having goals, a strategy to achieve it, and seeing active progress. The budget side of the Triggator Triangle is your tool for moving forward, celebrating wins, and worrying less about money. As you see your financial journey progress, your plan working, and your goals coming into focus, you'll start to truly enjoy life more. Money stress fades when you know you're in control. Think of your spending plan like the Marauder's map in Harry Potter. When you say, "I solemnly swear that I'm up to no good," the map reveals every path, every room, every secret passage. Your paycheck-based plan does the same. It shows you where your money is going, where it needs to go, and how to avoid the financial mischief that can throw you off course. Financial stability and peace of mind aren't about perfection. They're about progress. When you assign every dollar, track your spending, and adjust your plan as needed, You build a foundation that supports your goals, values, and dreams. The budget side of the Triggator Triangle is your guide. Use it to move from worry to confidence, one paycheck at a time. Let's bring it all together. If you've made it this far, you're not just thinking about budgeting, you're leading your financial journey with clarity, confidence, and control. Today, you learned the basics of how to build a paycheck-based spending plan that actually works. Align your plan with your values and priorities, and use the budget side of the Triggator Triangle to create financial stability and peace of mind. A quick sneak peek. Next up, pay yourself first and eliminate debt. We're not finalizing your plan today, but now you have a solid start. All sides of the Triggator Triangle work together to guide you on your financial journey, and each side shows up in your spending plan. Before you can fully put your plan to the test, we need to make sure that it includes a strategy to pay yourself first and reclaim your paycheck by eliminating debt. Those strategies are coming soon as we dive into the save and pay off debt sides of the Triggator Triangle in our next episodes. Remember, your spending plan is more than a list of numbers. It's a roadmap, your GPS, and your guide to a future where you call the shots. Every dollar you assign, every plan you adjust, every win you celebrate is a step towards the life that you want. Your challenge today is to start running your own budget GPS audit. Map out your next pay period using the paycheck-based approach. Assign every dollar a job, needs, wants, savings, and debt. Review your plan against your values and priorities. Trim what doesn't fit and celebrate what does. Track your actual spending and apply the Goldilocks test. Too hot, too cold, or just right. Make sure that you share your progress with a friend or your accountability buddy and celebrate every step forward, no matter how small. Got a budgeting breakthrough that started with a single paycheck, a budget GPS win, or a plan tweak that helped you move closer to financial clarity? Email me at podcast@triggator.com and share your story, share your wins so we can celebrate them together. Or you can message me on Instagram, Facebook, or X @Triggator. If this episode helped you, follow the show to stay motivated and keep building your foundation for financial freedom. Leave a review, especially if this episode helped you turn confusion into clarity. Share this episode with a friend who's ready to move from paycheck stress to paycheck confidence, one plan at a time. And don't forget to follow @Triggator for tips, encouragement, and behind-the-scenes content. Coming up next time, we're diving into the save side of the Triggator Triangle. You'll learn why savings is more than just an emergency fund, how to build peace of mind funds that support both short-term needs and future dreams, and simple strategies to automate and grow your savings. If you're ready to reduce stress, increase flexibility, and unlock true financial peace of mind, you won't want to miss it. Remember, financial freedom isn't about perfection. It's about progress, intention, and celebrating every win. Like a GPS recalculating your route, your spending plan helps you to navigate every twist and turn. Stay curious, stay proactive, and keep moving forward, one paycheck at a time. Thanks for listening to Master Your Money, Budgeting, Saving, and Debt-Free Living. I'm your host, Nate Tanner. See you next time.